Who are the top? Let's try to do this. Who are the top 5 players in the NBA right now?
My opinion.
Yeah,
Uh,
not by I'm trying let me try to do this right. Let's do top 8. I don't know why I just
Top
chose a
eight.
random number.
Okay. Okay. So now, okay, I got a question
This
for
is
you
good.
now.
This is gonna go somewhere, but go ahead.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So,
Let's not get in an argument. Let's just name
no
our
semantics. All right. No semantics. Okay. Okay.
just
Because
overall player.
who my okay. This is who
This
my okay. This is who my
this
top
this
eight is.
this might not go the way I want it to, but go ahead.
Well, okay.
Go for
My
it.
thing was this. My thing was this. When you said top eight NBA, I was gonna relate it to top eight NBA players if you put them in 3-on-3
Oh no
basketball.
no 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 no. I don't even want to.
Okay.
Let's just say
Okay,
basketball
for sure.
players overall.
Okay,
Yeah
for
yeah.
sure. Okay, my top eight.
Let me make sure we're recording this. All right, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it's recording. It's recording. It's
Great.
recording.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Luka Doncic.
Okay.
I got Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I got LeBron James.
Okay.
I got Kevin Durant. That's
Okay.
four. I got Steph Curry,
Okay.
the Joker.
Okay.
What's that? Six.
That's 6.
Uh, damn. I don't.
Some guy in
I like.
Milwaukee. I mean,
I don't mess with him like that
oh my.
because
Okay. So I
he
knew
only
this.
has one. He only got one move. Luke,
Oh,
the Greek Freak only has one
all
move, so
right.
that's why
That's
I don't.
fine.
That's why I don't
Whatever.
pick him.
Okay.
I like Damian. I'll pick Damian Lillard over him.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
And then see, I'm gonna go with guards all the time, man. Uh, Jeez. I'll just go with Shea Alexander, Shea Gildas, SGA.
I like that. All right.
No
So I
Clippers.
mean,
No Clippers.
okay. So the first. Okay. So you took the first 3 players you named were Luca. Before you got to LeBron, I think you named Luca. Who was
Joel
the second?
Embiid,
Joel
Joel
Embiid.
Embiid,
All right.
LeBron James.
Okay. And
All
then
playmakers. I like playmakers. That's why I didn't pick Greek
yep.
Freak.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, that's cool. And so, but I do find it interesting that like the first player you named was Luca, and I was gonna even put Jokic in there.
I
You
put him in
know,
there. He was like the sixth guy,
yeah,
man.
that's right.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
But so my point is like all those players that you named all have like you said, you're trying to think of all guards because those are the most skilled players, and also half of those players that you named were all foreign players. So
international. Yep,
yeah, international players. So my point is 3-on-3 basketball is very popular overseas,
for
internationally.
sure.
It's only here in the United States where, I feel like it's just now starting to blossom a little bit. There was a time when 3-on-3 was blossoming when we were growing up with the Gus Macker
The
and
Nike hoop it up.
Hoop It Up. Yep. So, but it never really, it was never really used in a lot of practices, just like kind of one-off events in this during the summer. But in Europe, they use 3-on-3 during their practices. This is how they teach their players about spacing and all that stuff. So there's a particular skill set or training that goes on with 3-on-3. And I've read in articles before how a lot of these European players start out in 3-on-3 games or whatever during their
Yep.
practices and stuff, and that's how they learn the 3-man game because it's every time if you watch an NBA game just watching tonight, it's always like a 3-man
It
game
breaks
on each
up.
side of the court.
Yep, it breaks
Yep.
up. Yep.
Yep. So it's very rare where you have 4 players or 2 players on one side of the court. Unless it's like an isolation for Carmelo Anthony or something like that. But
Yeah, for sure. James
you know,
Harden.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so my point is, the popularity of 3-on-3 is huge overseas, and it just goes to show that they're half of the top players that you named in the NBA because of not necessarily 3-on-3, but that's a lot of skills that you develop from 3-on-3 are these same skill sets that that are emphasized in 3-on-3. So
Yeah.
so I think that and this is a lot of what our podcast is kind of geared towards, is just trying to show you how to relate a lot of things that you can learn, or a lot of skills that you develop in 3-on-3, and how you can translate that into the 5-on-5 game.
Yep.
So
And I kind of want to add. I kind of want to add to what you just said, as far as like international basketball versus
mm-hmm.
American basketball. And the thing is, and I've been hearing this a lot lately. And when you hear things, you start to kind of look at it a little bit different. And the reason is like 3-on-3 is so more prevalent. I want to say like internationally, it's because international basketball, they focus more on training and practice.
Correct.
American basketball, we focus on the game. Like
Correct.
it's all game,
Oh
game,
yeah.
game,
So
game,
like
game.
that's
AAU
my
basketball, like
yep.
no, not to cut you off or whatever.
No, no, no,
But
no. You're fine.
if you go to an AAU game, and I love AAU, I love the atmosphere, I love the coaches and all the
I
stuff.
don't.
But if
I
you
don't.
go, that's fine, yeah. And you're I'm telling you, you're not a minority. Like it's a lot of people. The thing about that is, and you can probably contest to this, like, okay, you go to an AAU tournament on a Saturday or whatever the case may be, 5-on-5. There's 4 players on the floor, 2 on each team that actually know what they're doing and they know how to play. And then the other guys on the team, they're just the 3 that fill the court to make it 5. Like they don't necessarily know spacing. They don't know necessarily where to move. They don't know necessarily when to back cut, when to cut a pick, when to call for the ball, etc.
Yep.
So that's why you can kind of see like the international players now are kind of the top 5. They say the top 5 players in the NBA are international guys,
Yeah.
and
No. Yeah.
that comes from, like I said, just
If you would have
hearing
named them in the
more
correct
people.
order, you would have saw that.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing, and that's part of it, and that's part of
Yeah.
why I kind of did that on purpose, right? Because I don't want to leave my American guys out of it.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because I understand, right? We're American guys, so I
No.
understand
Yeah.
both sides of it, right? Like I understand why kids want to rather play in the game than practice. I understand. Are they wrong? But I understand. And then on the same part of it, I understand why in Europe why you want to practice more, right?
Um. Yeah.
Professionals practice more than they perform.
In
That's in
in Europe.
anything.
Yeah. In
In
Europe.
anything, professionals practice more than they perform. Even doctors call their business a practice, right? Because you're practicing to get better, right? All the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like here we focus more on the actual
Games.
game to where
Mm-hmm.
you're not actually practicing to get better. You just
And
want to perform.
even when they do practice, that's a lot of scrimmaging. It's not really, it's not really practice. It's not really
You're
like,
not you're
yeah.
not doing a right hand dribble for 5 minutes,
No, 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 no.
left hand dribble for 5 minutes like you're
Like we had
supposed
to
to be
do.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like we
you
had to
know what I'm
do
saying?
on the blacktop in socks.
Right. With your feet burning in the summertime because you outside. Yeah, for sure.
But what was it? Oh no, so like back to your point, and European players, they're used to practicing. They'll have 3 to 4 practices every, per week, and then they'll play one game on the weekend. And in America, it's reverse, where you're playing.
You got
you have
5
one
games
practice,
on the weekends.
one practice that nobody shows up to during the week,
Right.
and then 5 games on the weekend on a
Yep.
Saturday morning between
Right.
9 and
And
9
2.
a.m. and 2.
Right. Right. And you got to play 5 games in 5 hours.
God
And
bless.
we wonder why. Yeah. And we wonder why the top 5 players in the NBA
Do
are foreign.
this is what I would want to know, if I could maybe, I don't know, either interview someone or just get some insight. Like in Europe, I wonder how big YouTube and highlights are. Like how because I do
That's a
think
good question.
that has
That's
a
a good question.
huge influence on these kids.
Because my kid watches nothing but YouTube. Like
Yeah, same with my
the
kids.
last week, he's sat down and watched like a Laker game with me in like one of the NC tournament games.
Mm-hmm.
But like before that, it's just like YouTube. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, like you need to watch the actual entire basketball game Not only that, you need to watch the players that don't have the ball. Like you need to watch people moving without the ball to see what you need to be doing. Like that's another thing. Like this is highlight culture. I think like Austin Rivers said that like a few years ago. He was the first person that kind of like brought that up. Like this is YouTube culture. Like everybody, like all
Oh
kids want
yeah,
to go
yeah.
and watch YouTube and just do what they see on YouTube. Like
Hmm.
they like because YouTube isn't going to show a screen and roll,
No,
or it isn't going to show
and
a Verizon screen,
and,
or
and you
when to use it. You get what
and
I'm
you don't
saying?
have like, and you know the only YouTube. So this is, and see, this is where I know you used to be a trainer. So, and I actually used to be a trainer for a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
um if there are like YouTube highlights of practice, it's always like with a personal trainer or somebody individually practicing, and
All right.
which is great and which is needed. But like you never get, that same, how to play and interact with your teammates, because that requires practice also. You know what
Then
I'm saying?
requires
So,
practice.
yep, and a lot of times you don't get that, from 5-on-5, AAU specifically,
Yeah.
other than in the games where, a lot of times a lot of players don't get, playing time during AAU. But so yeah, it's a interesting. I do wonder like how popular social media is. I mean, I know it's popular, but as far as basketball culture, like, you
Well,
know,
it's definitely not as popular as in America. I think there's other countries that have like limitations on how much YouTube you can watch
because
pros
they're
and
too
stuff like
busy
that.
practicing during the week, so
Right?
they don't have time.
Because they're too busy doing something constructive. Huh? Right? You're right.
But so like this was so this was kind of a good tangent that we went on. I think that it was kind of an important discussion. So
Sure.
we can always circle back and talk about some more benefits in future episodes, because we are kind of winding down on time here. But
For sure.
I did before we get to the last part of our podcast, I did. So this podcast is being recorded a night after what might have been the biggest, if not the biggest, nights for women's college basketball. Any thoughts on the epic matchups we witnessed last night with Iowa versus LSU and USC versus UConn, or should I say,
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese and Juju
Right.
Watkins versus Paige Beckers? Oh,
Yeah.
and special shout out to, I told you this before the game. Haley Van Lith is my girl.
Yeah.
She played.
She
She
got cooked. She
played.
got hella cooked last night.
Now she was sick, so it was she wasn't
Oh, she was
no, no.
sick. Oh, coach, I'm sick. Oh, coach, I'm sick. That's why I
Did you
got
not hear
cooked
her
last night.
voice?
I
I know
didn't.
she.
I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't. And you know
she
what? I'm really just teasing her
no,
because
no.
we've all
But
and you can go back to your old basketball days. There's been one game where you just absolutely got cooked and didn't know why or what was going on.
oh no, she knew
I
why.
have.
She saw number 22 coming down the court.
You did. So let me ask you a question. So before, and this is
Well, hold
another
on. So
tangent. I
I
don't
don't
want to
finish my
go. No,
point.
no,
Hold on.
you're right.
No, no.
My
I
bad,
just
my
want to
bad. I
talk
got my
about
bad.
Haley Van Lith, only just to make the people aware that she is part of the U.S. Women's
Three on
3x3
three for
club.
sure.
So yeah, she was. That's why she's my girl. Like her, Cameron Brink, and I can't remember. Cameron Brink plays for Stanford, I
Yeah,
believe. I have to go back. It was at Stanford,
I
yeah.
think I seen Rink. Yeah, I
And
think I saw a Rink on
yeah,
the
and
Stanford
so
team.
her and Haley Van Lith were the two stars on that team. So I just want to give a shout out to 3x3 player because I'm a big fan. So, but go ahead and
For
make your
sure,
your
for
point, your
sure.
your question.
Oh well, before I even get there, I want to just talk about your initial point. So yeah, that was the actual biggest. I checked the ratings. I think LSU versus Iowa got 12.3 million viewers for women's basketball. Like that's unheard of, right? 12.3. Like women's basketball, college basketball, this for sure has been, at least in my opinion, the most top season, like as far as viewership goes. And these girls can ball, bro. Like these girls can ball. Like
Dude.
Paige Buchers was looking like D Wade out there last night. Like on
Now,
a
yeah,
serious tip.
Paige Buchers was the original Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark
Yeah,
blew up. I
like
mean, when she
she was
came
looking
in, she
like
was
D Wade. I think she
yeah.
like at the end of the game. I think she had like 11 points in a row by herself
But
against
Juju
SC.
Watkins, man, Juju Watkins, you got to remember she's a freshman at 18 years old, and my goodness.
I had to recheck that.
So you know how we were talking about our last podcast about Caitlin Clark, being offered to play in the Big Three.
Yeah,
at the end of her college career, Juju Watkins, man, I think she can. And you said that she would be, Caitlin Clark would get leveled by
they
these
all
old
will.
heads.
They all will.
Juju Watkins, she's tall and she can shoot and
She's tall.
dude,
She's athletic. She pulled a Euro step out last night. I was
dude,
like, oh,
she's 18 years old. But anyway,
18 years old, man.
I can't wait to see her college career. But
But, but back to the big three thing.
yeah,
The only reason why it wouldn't work for the women to play with the men is just because obviously it's just too physical. That's it. It has nothing to do with the skills, right?
just play a 1-2 zone.
You can't play no zone and 3-on-3. You're a 3-on-3 coach. Come on, coach. You can't get a zone and 3-on-3. That's definitely not gonna work.
I would love to see Caitlin Clark or any female, well, not any female, but Caitlin Clark
They should do
play in the big three.
They should do the W big three.
And they can barely get the men's big three. I mean, you know what?
These women,
Actually,
these women are killing it. These women are killing it
You're
now.
right. You're right. I take
These
that
women are
back.
killing
That actually might be more exciting because
It might be more exciting.
the big three can turn into kind of prison ball at times when
Just like my boy said, Kenyon Martin. And then you got to think about it too, like this: like girls are already skilled and disciplined.
You're right. Now,
So when you take those skills and that discipline and put it in 3-on-3 basketball, that would be a machine. That would be a machine.
I retract my laughter from your comment.
That would be a machine.
That actually might work.
What?
So, I actually might watch that.
We probably need to call Ice Cube up and get like a meeting, a collaborative meeting.
Hey, he'll be here. Ice Cube will be here in Tampa.
It's June 22nd, right?
22nd. I will be there also.
Hey, we need to.
We're both commissioners of 3-on-3 leagues. You know what I'm saying? So we got
you
something
already
in
got
common.
something in
I'm gonna
common.
reach out.
Jinx. Yeah, we got to. Hey, it doesn't help. Hey, what's the worst thing that can happen? He leaves us on red.
Oh no, yeah. I'll try to talk to him. No, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
He actually inspired me to start. I watched a lot of his interviews and stuff like that. So I was so excited when he said he was going to start the big three. So like when I first started my league, I tried to model my league after the big three with their rules, and that's the route I was going to go until I, along my journey, I fell in love with FIBA 3x3, and then I kind of changed everything. But Ice Cube was the one who he inspired me to kind of put everything together. So.
Nice.
But anyway, have you? So speaking of girls, have you coached girls before?
I have not coached girls before. However, last year in our spring league, there was a girls team that won the championship.
Okay.
But I just know just from watching it, one of my partners is he's the girls basketball coach at Heritage Academy where I coach the boys. He coaches the girls, and I've been around girls basketball. Like I said, I never coached it, but I had a lot of friends that have coached it or whatever the case. And like I said, they're just more disciplined. I don't want to say they're more skilled, but the fact that they aren't as athletic as the men, they have to depend more on skill. I hope that doesn't sound bad, but they just kind of do it, right?
Yeah, no.
Like especially like with the young guys, like the high school kids and the junior high kids and all that. When that I coach, I'll call a timeout and draw up a play, and 10 seconds later they'll go out there and do exactly everything that I didn't draw on that board.
I know.
But the girls, they're gonna do it to the T. They're gonna do it to the T. So that's just that's just the experience that I have with girls basketball.
Last year was the last year I coached the team, and it was my first time ever coaching girls, and it was a girls AAU team. And special shout out to my PHS girls in Tampa, Florida. But even though it was for a very short part of the AAU season, it was probably the most fun I had coaching. And I loved coaching that team. It just seemed easier to develop a relationship with the girl players.
Yeah.
So they listen more, like you said. I love the practices that we have against their. They hold their own against the boys team. And so I coached the B team. There was an A team that was a little bit more advanced and older. The B team would play the A team, and it was just, it was fun to see them compete and scrap with those girls. So like I became a huge fan of girls basketball, from coaching last year. And so like if I were to ever coach again, a 5-on-5 would probably be a girls high school team. That's something or even middle school.
I wouldn't
But
be mad at it.
we need more female players in 3-on-3 live. So far we've had a
Score
handful.
hoops too.
I score hoops. I've even made a video of the girls of 3-on-3 live with the few that we did have. So, but yeah, we need more so I can make more highlight videos to contribute to the highlight culture that we just talked about.
It is what it is, right? You gotta, this is our audience, so we gotta meet them where they are.
Yep. Good
For
point.
sure.
So, all right, as you wrap up, any personal news going on with you? Anything that you want to share with any?
Nothing personal. Nothing personal. I just work hard. I'm just trying to get this, this next league going.
You want to explain that wretched T-shirt you have on, maybe?
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's Atlanta Braves World Champs 2021. I won't go too far into it because you already know what that is. We lost today, but hey, it's baseball. We got like
y'all lost
more games.
We won. So
yeah,
actually, you know what?
Hit 3 home
I know
runs.
this is a 3-on-3 basketball podcast, but the significance of 3, we might as well just bring this up. Bryce Harper, number 3.
You got it.
He hit 3 home runs. Yep.
You got it.
And we won.
You got it. That's fine. That's fine because my Braves, we won 3 games this season.
My boy, my boy Joel Embiid came back tonight.
I love Embiid, man.
Yeah,
I love
he came
Embiid.
back.
Embiid is Shaq. Joel Embiid is Shaq with handles and a jump shot.
Really quick. Your 3 players against my 3 players. 3-on-3. NBA.
I got Embiid.
Well, how did you get the first pick? You can't pick through street. You gotta.
I'm number 1, man. I'm number 1. I'm number 1.
Right. Who's the first pick? Who you got?
I got Embiid. I got Joel, man.
All right. So I gotta neutralize that. I'll get Durant.
Okay. I'm gonna trick you and go with Kyrie Irving.
So you think too much. I'll just get Curry.
That's not a think. Oh well, there you go. You got Curry. Damn. There you go. I didn't even think about Curry. Oh man, I gotta go with LeBron James as the 3rd one, then, don't I?
Oh, he's so old. But I was to take.
He's my age.
Huh?
He's my age.
You know what, man?
But I'm sitting in my room, and he.
I got Durant. I got Durant. Give me Joker, man. Now.
That's a good game.
Yeah,
That's a good game right there. That's a good game.
I mean,
we need to ask the audience. Whose team would win in 3-on-3? Coach J's team.
That's actually that's not a bad idea. We'll get all 4 people to vote and then see what.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, we'll get 4. When I get my 3-1, we stick to the 3s. When I get 3 votes to 1, we go.
Right.
Hey, hey, fans or audience, that's the poll question of the day, so to speak, or you can just leave it in the comments.
Where are we going to put this poll at?
In the comments. Just answer in the comments. You guys can answer in the comments. Whose team would win? Coach J's team of Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, and the NBA scoring leader of all time, LeBron James.
Oldest person in the league. Yeah.
That's fine. He's still doing his thing. Versus Coach Kev's. Man. I don't even know who's on the team anymore.
You need a sub for LeBron.
Joker. We got Joker.
Yeah,
we got Kevin Durant, and he got Steph Curry.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We already got the team chemistry right there.
I ain't no team chemistry. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry got animosity towards each other.
Nah.
Not for real.
I didn't pick Draymond. Okay. All right, Coach. Let's end this with what I like to end this with, and that's Coach J's quote of the week.
Hey, give a quote this time, Coach. Not a whole sentence.
Let's not explain it. Let's just give a quote.
I used this before already one time earlier, but I'm going to say it again because it's a good quote, and everybody that's watching remember.
You cannot repeat the quote.
Okay. What's the quote? Tell me what the quote is.
No, you can't repeat the same quote you said in podcast 1. Is that what you were going to do?
No, okay. Absolutely not. I'm not. I'm more creative than that.
You said
But
I said this before. We only had one
no,
podcast, Coach.
that's what I'm trying to tell you now. So I couldn't use the same thing I used from the last podcast. But
Oh
I
my God.
used this earlier in this show.
This is
But
supposed to
the
be a
quote
10-second
is,
segment.
now I forgot the quote. Professionals practice more than they perform.
Professionals practice. All right, we're gonna work on that. It was episode 2, and so we're gonna end it right there. Thanks, Coach, for hanging out with me, and we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.